Make a video with the weapons in a trash can. Okay, sounds easy enough. Boomerangs. Okay, looks good. Oh, this one bounces. But why the trash can? Welcome! This is the showcase for the boomerangs in Terraria 1.4 whatever. But there's a twist! I'm a ranger and I have never used boomerangs before. And we have a bunch of roles for this showcase. Because we can only know how reliable a weapon is when your ass depends on it. This is master mode, we can only use boomerangs, only 3 most basic potions and blah 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 blah. This is a strict progression and we need to score a kill with every weapon on tier, not over tier count but upper ones too. So let's start! We make a new character and the first enemy to beat is... RNG. Yeah, I have to find a boomerang. But don't worry, I have all the weapons and boss summons needed here. No excuses to skip them. There are a few weapons that are kinda tricky to get in a single playthrough. So yeah, preparation had to be done. With no more explanations needed, this mission starts. We go to the left and amazing! We found the jungle. I love the jungle. An ocean in the middle of the jungle. Hello? Okay. Look, behind you! More rights for women! Recall potions are amazing! What? Yeah, combat dog is not cool, but I'm focusing on the boomerangs. And I'm learning how much you can cheat while making one of these videos. I'll try to stay basic, but I don't want to be one of those guys that make reviews with God mod enabled. Really? Another ocean? Okay. Okay, we're not getting lucky with a stealth chest. The corruption with no weapon is not calling me. Let's go back. Again in the jungle and we found a cave. We had found a few chests already and we had nothing else than the most exquisite felt blocks. I couldn't carry more vines even if I wanted, but I can see more chests over there. Around the mountain or through the mountain. Yeah, I have no weapon. And? Okay, more exploration. We love to explore the jungle with no weapon. Yay! Okay, bruh. Figures that over on. But there's another chest over there. Camera rolling and... I forgot. Ignore the second grave. And now we have a weapon. And it's actually better than I expected. Big hitbox, lots of knockback. Oops. Anyway, usually we go fishing to gear up. Amphibian boots are a must for me. The shark balloon is all the mobility I need for brick hard mode. Food and the extra income are also good, so I lose nothing. And I don't have to spend in any ammo. But boomerangs don't use ammo. I think I can try to go caving without nothing to lose, so here we go. And the little boomerang is amazing for caving. The hitbox, the knockback, and a really good match against the enemies in here. The boomerang fire rate also has this with shorter distances. making it good to fight in closer spaces, which is rare for a ranged weapon. I know, the shotguns deal more damage, but you don't really want a wall behind you. I wouldn't use a shotgun if I get cornered. I will use the weapon with the highest fire rate to gain some ground. I don't know, I'm very happy for having the little boomerang. Before getting a grappling hook, the bow offers very little against the enemies in master mode in closer spaces. You usually just want to hook into a wall and try to shoot. After collecting all that I needed, we need a demon altar. Before that I built a desert house, and this is the gear I have. 3 points of defense and 100 heal points against master mode. But no abilities maxed out, so... And after quickly crafting... I said after quickly crafting the boss summon, I built a mini sky bridge, and we are ready for the fight with King Slime. But things don't go as I expect. But he teleported in me. After mining some gold and a quick therapization, we are ready to go again. I don't want to make this anymore. Heh. Heh. Anyway, King Slime was doing the normal style he usually does. However, I was not doing what I usually do. The boomerang has a shorter range than the bow, so I was dancing a lot while fighting him. That made the teleportation more unpredictable. After a few tries, I found a way around it, and yeah, the wooden boomerang has too little damage. Can I do it? Yes. But the enchanted boomerang only requires a single star to upgrade, so I cannot consider these two the same weapon. I mean, they are the same weapon. And done. But we are not done. Because the second weapon to showcase is this thing that I didn't know existed. This was also the reason for me to have the weapons already prepared. The thing is simply too rare. Not even after opening 1000 gifts could you obtain it. This one copy was shitting in for that same reason. Which is somewhat sad, but not that much. The weapon would be okay if it wasn't for that little detail. Next is the Bloody Machete, which is an amazing weapon with a really strong effect, the bleeding effect, to which King Slime is immune. And the gravity mechanic that it has is like an example of why boomerangs don't have more realistic physics in them. I can see why they don't just land on the ground to be picked up. That would just make all boomerangs terrible weapons. Anyway, the bosses on this year are not too much, so on to the next year. Wearing now full ninja gear. Our next objective is the tundra, but I get distracted by the pretty sky. But no frozen boomerang to be found. I'm not sure if saying that treasure weapons are more rare than enemy drops is something crazy to say, since the world simply generated with no frozen boomerang in any chest. So if I want one, I will have to fish for it. And with no preparations to fish for crates, it has to be a really worthwhile weapon to grind that much, especially this early. An hour later we get the boomerang. It's not a rare drop, but the enemies are kinda rare. One tundra house later and we have a snow pylon. Jungle house completed. Anyway, we are ready to face the eye. First weapon, the bloody machete. Again. And again, the mechanic of the boomerang to fall all the way to the ground is bad, but not that much. The bleeding effect compensates a lot. I wanted to see if I could improve the score for the weapon, that's why I'm trying it, but it only made more obvious the downsides of the gravity mechanic. I battle take 2. The Frost Boomerang. It's actually doing better. The slow speed lets you make trick shots, using the infinite piercing in the way back. Adding the Frostborn effect. It's really good. I struggle a little in the second phase, but that's almost every weapon on here. Does that count? I'm gonna say yes. And lastly, the Boomerang. As is terrible. The first fire debuff means a lot when the weapon struggles to hit. Anyway, one angler and one beach house completed, we have a ship pylon. What? Missing a wall? Heh. How pity. I battle take 4, the forgotten weapon. Because I forgot. And yeah, this thing is not here. You can make it with the other boomerangs. The Boomerang. And well, the damage is really high, and it has to be. And it should, since the pieces to craft it are not that common. It loses the frostfire debuff, but it's okay, it compensates with the extra bodies to hit instead. Twice the effort to obtain, then I want half of the effort, or gone from the boss fight. I have no real complaints, it's really good on here, but still a pain to make. There's the boomerang tier 3. So after constructing a basic arena and smashing some mobs, we should be done. Yes, I should hit the corruption because it was worse for the boomerangs. I have to say the Boomerang is amazing for simple mobs. Which maps some orbs and... Bleh. Brr. Yeah, I left the words at the end and I'm gonna pay for that. Boomerang is warm, take 1. Ouch. 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 I expected very little from this attempt, but I even feel disappointed after that. Maybe rocket boost will be good. So I decided to explore the descent to find more life crystals and the vault camera. A Treeman keeps doing amazingly, nothing new. But for some reason I can find the Goblin Gobbler. Oops! That makes sense. So the goblins are instrumented with the terminal alone. Goblin Gobbler. Goblin Gobbler. Goblin Gobbler. Come on, almost a clean sweep. I put my appears and I try to clean a few items. Yeah, I got nothing. Terminal gets warm, take 2. I felt a little too brave after defeating the Goblin invasion. So after falling from the arena, but that's funny. That's very funny. Terminal against Swarm, take 3. That should be enough. Now I have rocket boots. This should be enough. And after learning how to use the boomerang against the worm, I learned that a boomerang can do this. My oh my. That's sweet. That's so sweet. That's amazing. Just look at that. Just look at that. That's so sweet. Just look at that. Just look at that. It's just... The Boomerang is the sexiest weapon I ever had in my hands. In the game. Now I have Shadow Armor. Never used this one before. I thought it was melee, but it doesn't say nothing about melee. I have money for repulsors with this universal too. I killed the worm again. Why? Trying to see if the frozen boomerang will do better. Different boomerangs can be thrown at the same time, so they can stack damage. It does a lot, but it's not the same. This is still a good weapon. It's funny to find the boomerangs doing better than Jester arrows. Which is good because that means not having to collect stars. Next, we got to the jungle. Trimmer in hand, nothing stands in my way. This thing is amazing. By far the easiest jungle expedition I ever had. One chest, 2 chests, 4, 6, 8, all the jungling with me and my 20 points of defense. 1 beehive, 2 beehives, 3 beehives. Too much loot. Simply too much loot. I don't know what to throw away. And somehow no green dinghy for the lightning boots. The wind of something. You guys do elevators? You guys still do elevators? Really? Sucks of you. I just walked there. The jungle has to be mammoth native place only by the hard mode dungeon to rival. That place is bad. There is like nothing that can match this stupid thing. It's really good. One house in hell and one trip home later, I crafted Thorn Chakram. All the loot I got. Funny enough, no green part for the lighting boots. In more pretty lights. I use a summon to try the chakram. Yeah, and yeah. This is tier 4 against tier 2, and the difference shows. The strict progression, yeah, I have tried to talk my way around it, but yeah. The stats are in the favor of the weapon, and not the other way around. So, to Queen Bee. Queen Bee take one. The difference is way too obvious. And I know the Boomerang can do this job too. But that weapon already maxed out the score I could get. I could give. So to favor everything left in the game, it's better for me to not push the Boomerang anymore. So Chakram, I choose you! Amazing choice. Queen Bee, take 2. But the Chakram is a terrible weapon. The longer reach and the bouncing effect only gives more delay to the weapon. The Chakram poison effect doesn't affect the enemies in the jungle, and it doesn't work with Queen Bee either. Why? Queen Bee take 4. It was so painful for no reason. I eventually kill Queen Bee and we head off to the dungeon. Balmenas, take 1. But the Thorn Chakram doesn't work with the Skeleton either. Amazing weapon! Fair try. Anywho, the wrench is next. I only need to rescue. I rescued the mechanic. Only one mechanic was harmed and it was not my fault. I already have the wrench and I have to say, even in game, I don't like hurting girls. It turns me off. Can she sell the wrench? No? Okay. We got to help for obvious reasons. And we have to mine Hellstone. I forgot mining was a thing in this game. A few hours later, and some obsidian, we get the Boomerang. I loot the Skylands to prepare for the Wall of Flesh fight. 1 balloon and 1 horseshoe. I found out with a flask. Poison, fire, venom, and money. And melee is not a favorite class, by the way. Anyway, I start my usual hellway to fight the wall. And the Boomerang is ass. It's terrible. Too slow, too short for the hellbats, and too much for everything else. And the burning effect has no effect on the enemies in here. The range literally throws the enemies into my face. It has no damage, it's slow, it has no range, it has nothing. The piercing is useless. These weapons better be amazing against the wall. One sentence in hell later and we have our headway. However, before fighting the wall, I choose to find the shimmer will be the best decision, and it doesn't take long. One house later, we have Shimmer Palon. Wall fight, take one. Boomerang, do something! Boomerang! That was expected. I know this fight has a reputation, but I really couldn't see what that one coming. I don't think any would go. It's like the matchup is just an experience.